Chapter 14 continues. On the second day, Uchendu called together his sons and daughters and his nephew Okonkwo. The men brought their goatskin mats with which they sat on the floor, and the women sat on a sisal mat spread on a raised bank of earth. Uchendu pulled gently at his gray beard and gnashed his teeth. Then he began to speak quietly and deliberately, picking his words with great care. "It is Okonkwo that I primarily wish to speak," he began, "but I want all of you to note what I am going to say. I am an old man, and you are all children. I know more about the world than any of you. If there is anyone among you who thinks he knows more, let him speak up." He paused, but no one spoke. "Why is Okonkwo with us today? This is not his clan. We are only his mother's kinsmen. He does not belong here. He is an exile, condemned for 7 years to live in a strange land. And so he is bowed with grief. But there is just one question I would like to ask him. Can you tell me, Okonkwo, why it is that one of the commonest names we give our children is Nyenka, or Mother is Supreme? We all know that a man is the head of the family and his wives do his bidding. A child belongs to its father and his family and not to its mother and her family. A man belongs to his fatherland and not to his motherland. And yet we say, Nyeka, Mother is Supreme. Why is that?" There was silence. "I want Okonkwo to answer me," said Uchenda. "I do not know the answer," Okonkwo replied. "You do not know the answer? So you see that you are a child. You have wives and many children, more children than I have. You are a great man in your clan, but you are still a child, my child. Listen to me, and I shall tell you. But there is one more question I shall ask you. Why is it that when a woman dies, she is taken home to be buried with her own kinsmen? She is not buried with her husband's kinsmen. Why is that? Your mother was brought home to me and buried with my people. Why was that?" Okonkwo shook his head. "He does not know that either," said Uchendu. "And yet he is full of sorrow because he has come to live in his motherland for a few years." He laughed a mirthless laugh and turned to his sons and daughters. "What about you? Can you answer my questions?" They all shook their heads. "Then listen to me," he said, and cleared his throat. It's true a child belongs to its father, but when a father beats his child, it seeks sympathy in its mother's hut. A man belongs to his fatherland when things are good and life is sweet, but when there is sorrow and bitterness, he finds refuge in his motherland. Your mother is there to protect you. She is buried there. And why is it? And that is why we say that Mother is supreme. Is it right for you, Okonkwo? Is it right that you, Okonkwo, should bring to your mother a heavy face and refuse to be comforted? Be careful, or you may displease the dead. Your duty is to comfort your wives and children and take them back to your fatherland after 7 years. But if you allow sorrow to weigh you down and kill you, they will all die in exile." He paused for a long while. "These are now your kinsmen." He waved his sons and daughters. "You think you are the greatest sufferer in the world? Do you know that men are sometimes banished for life? Do you know that men sometimes lose all their yams and even their children? I had 6 wives once. I have none now except that young girl who knows not her right from her left. Do you know how many children I have buried? Children I begot in my youth and strength? 22. I did not hang myself, and I am still alive. If you think you are the greatest sufferer in the world, ask my daughter, Ekuwenyu, how many twins she has borne and thrown away. Have you not heard the song they sing when a woman dies? For whom is it well? For whom is it well? There is no one for whom it is well. I have no more to say to you."